what do you think, listeners? Welcome back to our podcast for our last episode.
This year, for season 2.
Yay! My name is Arwen.
And my name is Natanya.
We'll be your host for this long podcast where we discuss data leaks and cybersecurity.
Yeah, so this is a continuation from our previous episode on Judi Online. This episode will be more on digital literacy, cyber literacy, and the technical unseen consequences of government reform. Of course, again, more with recent case studies and what we're seeing socially and how it's affecting youth.
We're joined here today by two special guests. We have our previous podcast guest, Irnasya, Shafira, and we have a new person today. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Aditya Pribadi Kalapaaking. I just finished my PhD September, and currently I sessional lecturer in RMIT. So yeah.
Awesome. So we have two universities representing right now, RMIT and Monash.
Let's get into the questions. What is digital or cyber literacy for you guys? And how is it currently understood in Indonesia?
Or maybe what's the difference?
Yeah.
You
Well,
first.
I'll just keep it really simple. Like in my notes, which I have here,
I don't have any.
I would say digital literacy is, as I understand how it is understood in Indonesia, it's like the use of digital resources, like the tools, the apps, and the common etiquettes to do and don'ts. For me, though, cyber literacy is everything surrounding that, which would be like awareness of power and also flow of data. How do you make sense of what's going on within the cyberspace, but not something that is very technical? So like the platform algorithms and also legal rights, redress routes, etc. So for me, that's the...
Yeah. I think from what I have read, digital literacy is more like what you say is quite correct. And then this is like the biggest umbrella. Cyber literacy is like below that digital literacy. It's like a sub point. Digital literacy, like basically you learn about how to use the IT, how to properly use the things. Cyber is more into like how you like, let's say, if you receive any phishing email, what you need to do, how to avoid scam. It's based on the cyber literacy. But yeah, I don't think there's a lot of cyber literacy currently. Mostly still, especially in Indonesia, mostly still in the digital literacy. Yeah.
Aditya, I know you're a lecturer in RMIT, so you know a lot about like teaching and schools and stuff. Is there existing official digital or cyber literacy program offered in Indonesian schools that you know of? And how does it compare internationally? Of course, you can feel free to answer the question as well.
Yeah, me first. Yeah. So from what I heard in Indonesia, currently we're still very, very lacking in terms of the cyber literacy. Some of them they started, but it's not from the school. It started from a big company. I think like Gojek, they in Tokopedia they make some like do not judi, and then
Judi pasti rugi.
judi pasti rugi. Yeah. That's like
covered
the
that
most biggest one. But even though something like that is not like well promoted in Indonesia, still if you can see a lot of people still playing judi or gambling. So yeah, I think it's still very, very lacking. Also in the school, when I asked my little brother or sister, they're nothing. We just it's like if you have like IT course in the high school or in the university, mostly just like how to code, how to build a web page. That's it. Because Indonesia still very, very need like a lot of software engineer. So that's what I teach. That's it. Yeah.
Interesting. So not as much with like cyber hygiene, things on safe passwords, phishing awareness, and data privacy. No.
Yeah. From what I see also in Melbourne, especially if I become staff in RMIT, sometimes like every 2 months, 3 months, their cybersecurity team will send like phishing email to us. Just for testing.
Just to test.
So when you click on the link,
falls for it?
when you click on the link, say, hello, this is a training program from the university, which if you click on this, which means it's successful. That's what they call cyber awareness, right? When I did my uni in Indonesia, I never received anything of that. Yeah,
Oh.
never.
I know that some people, like in some workplaces they do that, but that's very
Workplaces,
corporate.
yeah, corporate.
It's very corporate, and
Yeah.
that's also because the stake is the company. It's not necessarily personal data.
I had the
privacy.
pleasure of visiting Deakin University the other day, and they had all this like pictures and a QR code of saying, "Oh, Brittany, I know what you did in school.
Okay.
Scan the QR to find out."
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I know what
It's
this
a scam,
is.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah. Too many QR codes
True.
floating around.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Yep.
Yes. Then are there programs led by the government or maybe NGOs or or I guess other universities that you might know of?
In Indonesia or in Australia?
I guess both. We could talk about both.
Australia has a lot.
Australia a lot, yeah. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Australia a lot. We can see a lot of big uni government. Yeah, we can see a lot. Yeah.
And they also just like enacted the new under 16 ban on social media, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So that was
yeah.
like the biggest,
The
I would
biggest.
say. It's like cyber hygiene. Like, you know what? There's no such thing as a good practice hygiene for people who are under 16 years old.
Yep.
Let's just ban them. Highly problematic. Highly problematic. But I think this is the most concrete step ever taken for like cyber hygiene for children, I would say.
Yeah.
And in Australia.
Not in Indonesia.
They have to like disclaim that.
Yeah.
So, what barriers do you think exist that prevent digital literacy or cyber literacy from being systematically integrated into schools in Indonesia? Like maybe the infrastructure, not having computer labs, or maybe the teachers, maybe?
Can I answer this?
You can answer first.
Because
Yeah.
this is why, this is deeply resonating with my research. So my research is on the affective dimensions of cybersecurity, right? And part of the findings I have is why is it that people are so resigned over like when cybersecurity failures happen? And I was like, I am deeply learning that barriers in this case is there is just no will.
True.
And yet, will is something that you have to construct. This is my firm belief that will is not just something you have, like randomly. You have to construct it. And with security, it works in the plumbing logic. Like if it's nothing is wrong, then you don't have to
Yeah,
fix
true.
anything. But security, cybersecurity in particular, it's not a matter of when. It's a matter of what happens then. Okay, you finished, you got breached. Then
What's
what?
next?
Yeah.
What's next? Like, yeah, you could be resigned, which I found in my research,
Yeah.
but you could also be doing something like banning 16-year-olds from social media. So in Indonesia, I would say the biggest barrier to cybersecurity literacy would probably be the lack of will surrounding it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I think from the education point of view, we also it's not like no matter like a secret. It's just like the politics.
true.
Basically, the curriculum. Whenever some school, if they want to propose something new, they need to get the approval,
True.
like curriculum approval, and it takes ages to do it. Let's say I'm the teacher, and I'm teaching, let's say in the university. Okay, I want to teach some cyber literacy. If it's not approved, and basically you cannot teach that. And then sometimes, I think in my university back then, we better to learn about Pancasila and Kewarganegaraan again for over more than 20 years. I think from elementary we already learned that, and learning like some subject that is not really related. And then in the high school too, mostly when I ask the teacher, they know, but they don't want to teach it because this is not part of the curriculum. So that's like the reality.
Yeah.
I think if
So interesting.
we call it like Mendikbud, if they propose this in the curriculum as mandatory, then everyone will follow. Because
It's very trickle down kind of model in Indonesia. Cybersecurity is no exception.
nice, yeah.
It's definitely no exception. And I found it interesting when you mentioned will, because I think we could specify this as systemic will, because I believe recent news came out that I think an Indonesian team won a cybersecurity competition,
Yeah.
right? Or at least part of the top 3. And so there are brilliant people who are already competing and are succeeding.
Yeah.
It's just not, for some reason, not incorporated into actual
Uh,
people?
there is no I do believe sincerely in the bottom of my heart, Indonesia doesn't lack skill.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
have the skill. Like people are amazing. Like great hackers do come from Indonesia, but then
Have you heard the podcast from the our Menteri of Economy, Purbaya?
which one? He speaks a lot.
Yeah.
he talks a
That's
lot.
true.
He mentioned that Cortex,
Ah,
a lot of issue, right?
Yeah.
And then recently in the recent podcast, he mentioned our top 3 hacker in the world is also from Indonesia, and they are do the testing on the Cortex,
yeah.
which is they study abroad,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they didn't even finish any high school degree.
True.
So yeah, we have a lot of talented people,
Yeah.
basically a lot.
Skill is
tons.
not an issue.
Mhm,
It's the
mhm, mhm.
issue is the whether or not you want to cultivate
Yeah.
something with the skills.
Mhm, mhm.
And in Indonesia, especially, is there really a good reason
Yeah.
for the government or everyone who is in the power to have their youth have that cyber literacy skills? This is the question I'm asking honestly, because they would say there is like you want more cyber literacy,
Yeah, yeah,
but then
yeah.
you cannot teach something you do not understand. So
I also read several paper back then for the cyber literacy. The research back then, I think around 2020s, they mentioned like mostly development country more focus into how to develop things.
true. Yeah, I read these
Yeah.
papers too. Yeah.
But in let's say like in the like Australia or United States, they mention like okay, development is already past. Everyone can build a web page basically.
Yeah.
Now we are in the era like if there's data breach, we get
Yeah.
a big sanction. You need to pay a huge amount of money there, right? I think Indonesia we don't have any that risk.
Yeah, we
True.
don't.
It's like Optus. If you know there's data breach on Optus, right? They need
Yeah,
to pay a
they have
huge
to
amount
pay
of
a
money to the
huge
government
fine.
because they cannot protect the data. When we register, we need to submit our passport and everything. It's
True.
got like right. Indonesia, if you get data breach, okay, that's bad. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
There
wrote
is-
a paper on that.
Yeah. That's why I can see like Indonesia still in the development phase where people still learn how to code, how to do some basic things. And
Especially-
cybersecurity is like 10% of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
the
Especially with
10% is very, very
AI.
good.
yeah.
They're
Yeah,
the
the 10%
most
is good.
top talented hackers.
yeah.
Especially with AI, like you can really just ask AI to build a page for you,
Yeah,
and it'll
yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where are Indonesia now?
Yeah. So that's why I think still very far from what I see. If we are going to the cyber literacy, unless they put some lot of sanctions, they put penalties. If there is data breach, then maybe company will start asking. Is again, if there is no demand, then why should I learn that?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, because we talked about a lot of like government stuff and also your question, which we are also going to ask you back again. Should digital or cyber literacy be treated as part of civic education, like voting rights, public health, or only as a technical skill?
Obviously.
Obviously.
Obviously, yes. Because I was talking to the other day with someone who is doing research on LLMs, and the staggering revelation that how many Indonesians do use AI for like very critical decisions that need to be made, especially around medical.
Okay, that's dangerous.
Oh.
Right? Like if you have enough cyber literacy skill, you would understand why that is such a bad idea. Because as you know, like I mean, as maybe our listeners do not know yet, but if you put your data into OpenAI, that data belongs to OpenAI.
Yeah.
It is theirs
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I think no one will
And-
read the terms and condition, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just a click agree and then all good.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I have a critique about the terms and conditions as well, because that's the binding
Yeah.
agent, right? Like everyone was always, you didn't read the terms and
Yeah,
conditions,
just
hence,
agree and go.
so you are legally
Yeah.
obliged. But then you see the, do you know the terms and conditions? There's the art display that shows the terms and conditions of Meta, Instagram, and also LinkedIn, and they're like nigh unreadable.
Yeah.
So I would say, like, it's just such a shallow take if you
Yep,
say,
yep.
oh, you read the TNC and you agreed.
Yep, you agree. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I believe also everyone using Google.
True.
Gmail.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
It's very convenient, right?
True.
It's
Very
very
good.
If you
convenient,
read
and it's
the term
embedded
and condition,
everywhere.
Yeah. They may have access to all your photos,
Your
email,
contacts.
and everything, contacts, everything they can read. Yes, it's part of the agreement.
Google Maps.
Yeah, Google Maps. Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Another can of worms.
Yeah. So that's why.
Moving to the second part of our episode now with governance and reform. So the first question that we'd like to ask is about weak cybersecurity practices, maybe within government institutions, maybe using password 123 as probably, we don't know the details for this, so let us know if you have any thoughts.
So back then I also work as a pen tester. So
Oh.
I work in Indonesia for a pen tester in one of the private company. So in our research, private company is more secure than the government.
It is.
Why? Because private company have the money, and they will renting us, the pen tester, to test the web page, is it secure or not,
Yeah.
and then we can give the report, and then they will basically fix everything. Government have a lot of money, true, but we don't know where it goes. So let's say like the Cortex is like the most latest one, right?
True.
It's like
1 trillion.
1
rupiah.
trillion.
Yeah.
And then we can see like they just outsource everything to Korea. And only high school students that work on it.
Yeah.
And then we can see one of the big four company, if you read the news in Indonesia, so we have a big four, one of them do the testing. It costs like billions of rupiah. I think 100 something billions.
100.
They did the testing
Wow.
and still very, very faulty.
Hmm.
Yeah. So we have the money, but not sure
Yeah.
where's the money going on.
There's no will to have, like, I think I would say the government has no, I wouldn't say understanding. They do have the
They
understanding.
have to have understanding, yeah.
But there's just no reason to secure the data, because I am actually thinking really deeply about this, because if with the private companies,
Yep.
if you have security breaches of any kind,
Mm-hmm.
your clientele can just move on
Yeah.
from you,
yeah.
and that's a very real stake, because no profit.
Mm-hmm.
But then with the government, the Indonesians do not have the capability of just changing government.
Yeah.
True.
That's true.
You can't just do kabur aja dulu, of course. You could,
Yeah.
but even to do kabur aja dulu, you need capital,
Yeah.
which a lot of Indonesians just simply could not have. So this is the big question, which was, there's a paper that he speaks about this in 2009. He asked about the moral responsibility surrounding government data breaches.
Yeah.
And government is the biggest controller, processor, and everything that has to do with data.
Yeah. True.
So, yeah. So let's say big companies secure their data
Yeah.
to the point of invulnerability, but then they have to give the government their data.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think private industries also always secure their data
Yeah,
because they want to attract international.
exactly.
Yeah. So let's say if this company is secure, maybe some company from Australia, they want to host their data in our country if they
Yeah.
want to make some brands. That's why
Yeah.
it's more secure because they want to promote their company.
Malaysia has done really interesting things with their data governance policies because of this.
Because of this,
They
yeah.
wanted to be the server. They wanted to be the server of like entire cloud. So they want to host cloud servers in Malaysia,
In Malaysia.
right?
Yes.
And this is the reason why their data security policy suddenly made great improvements.
Yeah.
So this is insider info, but I heard, take it with a huge grain of salt.
A
But
little birdie told you.
yeah, a little birdie told me that Indonesia also wanted the same like cloud server tender.
I've heard of
Yeah,
I've heard of certain birds saying that. As well.
yeah, and we lost because our data security policy is just, where are we now?
Yeah.
You know,
That's actually, it's like a Southeast Asia data race.
true,
Kind
true,
of,
true.
yeah,
Yeah,
governance race.
Yeah.
We also have an issue in that one. So I know that company that is proposing for that one. This is like one of the oldest, sort of like the Bill Gates of Indonesia. If you have read,
Okay.
we have that people. The issue is like we also have a policy. If you want to build a data center in Indonesia, we have a different tier: 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is like the most secure one. To have the tier 4, you need to have your own electricity and energy resources.
From PLN, no.
Cannot. That's why. So
Huh?
if you cannot
Provide
have your
own.
independent power source, you never achieve tier number 4.
Oh.
Because our policy is like you cannot create your own resources
Yeah,
like electricity
yeah.
because you need to go to the PLN.
True,
That's why we're never gonna be competing.
true.
That's the standard. Like you need to have 2 power sources. It's up to you, the other one, but one should be independent.
Yeah, Indonesia doesn't recognize
Yeah.
independent public goods. So electricity, water,
Yes,
right?
it's all managed by the government.
Yeah,
It's all
Yeah.
managed by the
Yeah.
government.
it is owned by the government.
Yeah,
Only
so
managed
it's
by
like a it's like a systemic issue then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very,
Yeah.
very huge one. But what can I say? Indonesia is not lacking of talent.
True.
Yeah.
Their police, their BSSN, been very, very good.
Yeah,
They are
yeah.
top notch.
CSIRT from BIN are amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. We have a lot of good people.
true.
A lot.
With the number of government data breaches and the most recently with
Mhm.
PDN, how does Kominfo or maybe Komdigi's credibility affect public trust in digital safety? This is more on the
Indonesian
credibility
already know.
sense. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
I mean, Komdigi has always been a very interesting place to see because the leaders are not from tech.
I want to say that,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah, it's a bit dangerous. So yeah.
Yeah, but that's the only thing we can say
Yeah.
about Komdigi. The leaders are not from tech.
Yeah. Then how come they can?
Yeah.
know
So they do
how to
not
do things.
understand the basics of the problems that mire tech. You know, not simply not understanding is a bit mean to say, but I would say there are some things that are just because you're in the field.
Because you're a very, very technical person, then you should know about it.
True.
Yeah.
And then if you come from a different background, let's say like journalism, I would say,
Mhm.
like you cannot grasp the why a
Mhm.
data center should have its own electricity.
Yeah.
Like why?
It's very, very technical indeed.
Yeah, it's very technical. And let's not talk about the politics about having someone having power over your resources. But then if some failure happens in Indonesia, PLN is the only
Yeah.
electric company.
Mhm.
So if PLN fails,
That's it.
that's it.
Gone.
Yeah.
That's it. The whole infrastructure kind of
Yeah.
trickles down and
Exactly.
That's why international company don't want to invest their data in
it's
our
too
country.
risky.
Yeah.
Even
and
though we
yeah.
know a lot of big company in Indonesia too, they also already following the policy,
True.
the governance policy. We call it like ISO 2701.
Mm.
Yeah.
They're already following that one. But still, if the PLN is pretty much dead,
Yeah.
then all the data will be disconnected. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have seen the instances of PLN failing
Mhm.
with natural disasters.
Yeah.
So that's not something, I'm not talking about cyber warfare because it is a very legitimate thing that could happen.
Yeah.
But even just with flood or rain, which is part of the Indonesian climate,
Yeah.
then PLN could fail. And what happens to the data centers then?
And
Data
that's why-
centers need AC. That's the very barest requirement.
Yeah.
AC running 24/7.
24/7. Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that is huge. And sometimes power failure
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
do happen.
Do have happened. Yeah.
And the power failing infrastructure in Indonesia is sometimes by region.
Yeah.
Very per region.
Would they
Yeah.
understand that there
Yeah.
is a data center there, which means you
Yeah.
cannot cut power?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So do you guys think that there should be an independent oversight body for data protection outside of Komdigi? Because, for example, corruption, there's like KPK, I guess.
Yeah.
And like to call my dad, there is literally nothing to protect data protection for Indonesia. It's just out there.
As far as I know, BSSN already part of that.
Mm.
Yeah, they are the one that's responsible, but mostly depends on the case by case.
true.
It's not like you can see in front of them like they are working specially for cyber, but mostly they are the one that managing it. It's still not like, okay, this is like for like KPK is clear, right? For corruption. This
Yeah.
is for cyber. No, we still don't have it. But if we can, yes, we should. And
Our
it should be led by cybersecurity people.
Yeah.
Like, we do have the mandate already via UU PDP. They do mandate the creation of an oversight body, but
They
it's
just
just
don't mention like what oversight body.
but they don't say the authority that comes with it. So is it under the government or is it outside of the government? And I know that a lot of NGOs, especially ELSAM, SafeNet, so people who are in the digital rights space in Indonesia have already advocated for an absolute independence, something along the lines of ombudsman, for example. That is what we are currently, not we, I'm not part of it, but it is what is currently advocated. But data is the new oil.
Yeah, true. That
It
is the
is.
new oil.
True.
Yeah.
So
New oil.
I think there are very interesting things going on in the public policy space because they are thinking of data as a public good. And in Indonesia, if it's a public good, it has to be owned by the state.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So this is the huge question and problem we will have in the
Yeah.
oversight, data
Could you
oversight.
expand a bit on what you meant with data as a public good?
Yeah. So electricity, air, water, they're all public goods.
Yeah.
There are goods that is inherently necessary for Indonesians to live. So there are discussions surrounding, because data is the new oil, and Indonesia sees oil and fossils and resources as a public good, hence the reason why we have Pertamina. And they are seeing data as this, a public good.
So it should be regulated by the government
Exactly.
and should be sent to them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
But the
that
issue is
should be
like if it's like
something,
in Australia, we are pretty much safe.
Mm.
Okay, better than the other. So if we submit everything to the government, they can ensure that our data will be safe, right?
Yeah.
But if it's on Indonesia, if you just go back to your country, you need to submit like electronic cukai,
Yeah.
Yeah.
E-customs.
e-custom. That's like the
E-custom.
most easiest example. You put every of your data, date of birth, name, passport.
which flight you were on.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
can you ensure the safety of our data? If you want to keep it, okay, you keep it. But can you make sure it's like secure? It's not like breached
Or
Can-
tampered with.
or tampered with. So it's very, very dangerous, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Also, there's the findings of my research that kind of says that in UU PDP there is this clause that says for the interests of national security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is
Yeah.
the interest of national security?
Mhm.
So this is
Yeah. It can be good and it can be bad.
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. It
So-
can be used for censorship. That's
True.
the that's,
That's
bad
the most
thing.
extreme.
Yeah,
And the other side is to also to protect. Right?
That's true too. Yeah. So it's gonna be like two sides of coins. So yeah.
I think the most extreme would be internet shutdown.
There's shutdown. Yeah.
That as well.
So yeah, because it's the interest of public goods.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Internet in Indonesia at the moment, I think, is kind of considered as a public good.
Yep.
Hence the reason why Telkomsel and also so many of telecom industries in Indonesia had to kind of adhere to a very strict governmental like policies.
Policy.
Policy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I did talk about that a bit in uni because we were talking about net neutrality.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I decided to discuss Telkomsel and its reach and how I guess smaller Indonesians are creating their own little tower centers, like in villages, like they have a little house that's just
Yeah.
independent
Yeah.
ISPs.
yeah. Oh. So speaking of national security, do you guys think that data sovereignty or digital literacy should be part of national strategy?
Obviously,
With
yeah.
800 million people,
Yeah.
like each
You
person.
just need to use that people basically. Like if you can rearrange, create some like Badan Cyber Indonesia maybe,
Yeah.
and filled by all those people, it's gonna be very, very great. Yeah. Remember, we don't lack of talent. Indonesia have a lot of great talents.
True.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a shame
Mm-hmm.
to I think it's a very odd way of saying like, oh, Indonesia's still behind. Not that
No,
much.
not that much. Yeah.
Honestly. It is, yeah, but not that much. As long as we put the right people
Yeah.
into the right positions.
The other person,
Like we can do what Malaysia did and suddenly be like the forefront of stuff. So
It's a very dilemma because international people are hiring our people.
true, yeah.
The good one. Yeah, and Indonesia like, okay, not now. Maybe just hire like tier 2, tier 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
So what do you guys think should be prioritized first? Technical safeguard, legal reform, or public education in terms of cyber literacy?
For me, legal reform. Definitely.
Ooh,
Okay.
What's
Definitely
your
legal
reasoning?
reform. Yes. Because without any legal, then pretty much you cannot
There's no
move.
mandate for
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be fixed first. Technical is easy.
Yeah,
You can
technical
just
is
search on the
easy.
internet how to save. You can teach. Everyone can teach that basically.
You can even ask DeepSeek to
Yeah,
give,
just
to give
ask-
you code.
yeah. But yeah, I think for me it's like the legal. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I also agree that legal reform is necessary, but to create the political will to have a legal reform, you have to educate the mass. So
Yeah.
yeah, like I would say it's public education for the sake of legal reform.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like recently when Indonesia has the 17+8, like people didn't used to know that they have rights to demand things, you know? And
Like all the resignation, constant
Yeah,
resignation.
yeah,
of
like,
just,
it's okay. I talked to someone in the rights space, in the civic rights space in Indonesia, and he says the Indonesians at the moment is kind of deluded into thinking that we're part of a feudalist society when we're not. So I would say, for the sake of legal reform, which I think is the most important because it's gonna trickle down if the legal is there, you need to educate the public and tell them that you do need and you can demand these things. Yeah.
How can universities and other research centers, maybe things like SafeNet and other NGOs, contribute to strengthening cyber governance or data governance? Yeah.
Doing what they're already doing.
I think they already have it. Yeah,
They're already
Nice,
doing
nice,
it.
nice.
Advocacy has been going on since
Since-
2019, I believe, for digital rights, sovereignty, and also we're moving on from sovereignty from something to something else. But I forgot what this something else is. But because it's been said that sovereignty is good, but what you do after you're sovereign. So that's what's going on at the international community at the moment. But in Indonesia, we can achieve that digital sovereignty by essentially, I want to have political will. Like, can we make political will?
Yeah.
You can, but you have to educate the students to understand that these are the rights
This
you
is
can
right,
have,
yeah.
and these are the rights you should demand, and these are reasonable codifications of protections. That's law, because I see the cybersecurity law at the moment is being treated as something compliance.
Yeah.
Like the companies think of it as a compliance.
Compliance. Yeah.
But I would say the law is there. It's a reasonable expectations of protections. It's a codifications of that expectations. So I think all of us need to like make this grow,
Yeah,
the ability to, the wish to, these are my rights and I want to take it.
Yeah. I think in terms of like research centers, we already have it. Actually, a lot
Sure.
of universities already have it in Indonesia.
Do you know the names of some of them?
I think
Center for Digital Society.
BINUS
Oh, yeah,
have it.
CDs.
Yeah, we have it.
Oh, yeah.
I think
yes.
University of Indonesia
CDS.
also have it.
Oh yeah, I know UGM has one. I think that's the
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We have a lot,
society.
but mostly it's for how we compete internationally. Basically, they have it only for research, and then for let's say we call it like CTF, capture the flag. It's part of the hacking competition.
Yeah.
Mostly just for that. Yeah, not for like, hey, come on, we can demand like if there's a breach, we can demand our rights.
Yeah.
It's more into like technical things, how we do things, how we do some research in cybersecurity space, but more into that. Not like what you said about like you should like increase the political will.
Yeah.
So like encourage, if there's a breach, you can demand this.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
actually can.
yeah. The research center, I think, have a different view, more into like to increase the university name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they want.
I think this is kind of like connects with what you said with how easy it is to increase technical
Yeah.
skills, because we have the technicals
We have
already.
the technical, yeah.
All we need is like the I don't know if I can say this, but when you build something in Indonesia or in general, maybe like when you build something in Indonesia, security is not in the forefront of
Yes,
the mind.
true.
Right. But I would say, as a cybersecurity researcher, I always say, like, security is not something you add at the behind. Everything had to be built ground up with the security in mind.
Yeah.
So when Cortex happened,
Yeah.
and they were like, oh no, not Cortex. When PDN happened, I remember there's someone saying, oh yeah, because the computer in Comdigi uses free Windows Defender, and I'm like, how?
Yeah.
So, like, security isn't an afterthought.
Yeah.
It's something that you built with. So, yeah, I think we need to have that in mind when we talk about the cybersecurity research centers.
Yeah.
Because they were thinking, oh, yeah, cybersecurity research is for security.
Yeah.
But what comes with security? It's will.
Yeah. So in the technical point of view, we mentioned that as like secure coding.
Yeah.
So I think what you say is correct. In the university or anywhere, maybe in Indonesia, when also I study, if we have a project to create a web page or something, the task is one. As long as it works,
It works, yeah.
it works, no matter what. So you never think like, what is a secure coding?
True.
So okay, if it's running, then yeah, that's it, all good. But in Australia, especially in the RMIT, since I teach one of the course, we really do check. Okay, we tested like with the validation or something. Oh, your program is running well, but this one, let's say if you just put the password without any validation, let's say you can put like 1, 2, 3, 3 digits, you cannot get the full marks because this is not true. It's running, but basically this is like very, very vulnerable.
Yeah.
But in I'm not sure in the current era in Indonesia's university whether they will check that or not.
Yeah.
If the subject, let's say software engineer, that's it, right? Build a web page, this. I fulfill all the requirement, I get the marks. The teacher will not assess each of the function, is it secure or not. No, it's running, all good. Then,
Yeah.
And the thing is with secure coding, getting things to work already very hard.
Already very hard, true.
Right?
Now you need to secure it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I remember when I was doing my bachelor in IT.
But the IT, right? Yeah. So we really do check all the things, even the
Yeah.
small function we check.
The amount of marks I've lost just because I forgot to add like a safeguard and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
And that's actually how you build the awareness and understanding of, this is how you secure your inventions.
I cannot just create any code that's running. I need to make sure this is also secure for the users.
That's actually pretty good because once you see like official app or website running and then it has vulnerability, you're like, you wouldn't pass my class.
Yeah.
You would lose marks over this.
Yeah.
Also, all encompassing features like COVID-19's Peduli Lindungi.
Peduli
That
Lindungi.
would not fly.
Yeah.
That would not fly.
That
That's
would not
like-
fly.
Yeah.
That was a force majeure in the days
Yeah.
where there's like
I mean, even Singapore, with all their Singaporeness, traced together, has garnered critiques surrounding it. But all in all, they do have security in mind. Peduli Lindungi, do we?
I don't think so.
No.
Even a lot of bugs. when I open it.
True.
Yeah. If you still have bugs, which means security, last one.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the broad questions where we could yap even more. Are there examples of local digital literacy initiatives that has already worked in Indonesia?
I mean, Cyberkreasi. They Cyberkreasi is from UGM. Then SafeNet also run it for vulnerable communities like LGBTQ people, and also journalists in Indonesia are very highly criminalized. So they have run trainings for them. Also, from what I know, some, how do you say, like pengabdian masyarakat?
Yep.
Some form of it would be digital literacy trainings, but I am seeing that the digital literacy here is more of a technicals again, and also part of it is also security, but not in the capacity of like demanding rights. So they just, you can do X, Y, Z, but yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, make sure you change your passwords
Yeah.
if it's like
Yeah.
a little old.
So very basic.
very
easy
Very
basic.
basic,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
hope that can grow.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
something
yeah.
more-
It's a big. It's
Yeah.
the biggest hope of mine because the initiations are there. Indonesians are not lacking in will and hope to be secure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it sometimes it's just not scalable. It doesn't scale, which is a shame.
Yeah, I think if the government can initiate that, it's gonna be greater goods.
Yeah, true.
Because if like the community also mentioned about cybersecurity, how to secure the data,
Yeah.
it's very dangerous. Like phishing, a lot of like WhatsApp family,
Ah,
they just send links. This is like a postcard. This is a cute image. Can I open the link?
true.
So WhatsApp did send every of us like notification sometimes from the official WhatsApp.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Like this is how to prevent from get fees on the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
But the issue is like even like one of my relative or my parents, they mentioned a lot of people get forwarded.
Yeah.
This is a scam.
True.
I
Yeah.
said like, no, this is official, but they think
Mm.
this is a scam. So I think sometimes the scammer can outplay the legitimate one. They said, don't open this. If you open this, your phone get hacked. I said like, nah, this is the legitimate one. This is they mention steps how to prevent it.
Social engineering at its finest.
Yeah.
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 Sometimes they try to mimic the official by putting some green logo,
True.
but sometimes you need to differentiate. But it's hard for the
Yeah.
older generation.
It's
It's hard to differentiate,
harder.
right?
True.
So I mean,
remember-
like
yeah,
if
yeah.
they read that on the television,
Mm.
maybe in the during the break,
Yeah, yeah.
like hey, please do not click on the
PSIs.
links. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like
PSAs.
very very helpful even for the older generations. At least they know, right?
I think the case that I really hated because it really it hones into the vulnerability of Indonesian older generation is the phishing scams that uses wedding invitations.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
It's very very easy.
terrible.
It's very very easy.
horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
like, to like
horrible.
RSVP go.
Yeah,
there.
like thank you for coming. Here's my daughter and my son getting married. Blah blah blah. Click here
Yeah.
to RSVP, and I'm like, this is horrible.
cruel,
That is
yeah.
cruel.
Even though the link is like very very suspicious,
Yeah.
they still click on it.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to miss someone's wedding
Yeah.
just because you didn't click on a
Culturally
link.
relevant social engineering.
True.
Is crazy.
That is terrible. And also, like with AI, do you know that my mom got like a picture of Flinders Street Station exploding?
Exploding.
Yeah, like it explodes, and it was like wow, like an earthquake, and she's like,
Are you
"My
okay?
girl, are you okay?" And I'm like, I saw that the station
this.
exploded. It exploded, and I'm like, Flinders Street, did it explode? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm genuinely
Because you thought that
worried.
it was like an actual threat.
Yeah,
Like,
because I live in Clayton, right? Like it's so far from me, and I would say if Flinders Street stations got bombed,
You cannot
I
go
would
everywhere.
know. Like everyone in Australia would know. And so I was like, Flinders Street explode, and I'm like, no.
No, there's nothing.
No.
And then I saw the video, and it was like, Mom, Mom, let me call you. And 3 hours I lectured about deep fakes and AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I was just so worried. So I shared the link.
Have you ever seen the latest version of the DeepSeek?
Which
Where
one?
haven't.
if I have your picture, let's say 10
Uh-huh.
of them, and then I have your record or 3 of your voices,
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
really
yeah.
create you,
Yeah.
and then I'm the one that talking, but with your voice.
Exactly. I've
That's the
seen
latest
this.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen this used for the online scam compound in
Yeah.
Cambodia.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
insane.
I've seen that, but it's like Jake Paul saying things. I don't know if you've seen it in TikTok. But
But that's like very very dangerous. It's more
It's
advanced compared just
It's
link.
very-
Link you can see with your eyes, right?
yeah.
Okay, this is
Oh,
link
it's
is
misspelled.
suspicious.
This
Yeah,
is like
but
odd.
if someone
URL.
use your face and you are the one that talking with your voice, it's quite dangerous.
It is.
So that's why I think few of the people already realize of that threat. They mention always ask specific question that only you know the answer.
Yeah, and agree on this in person. Do not write like
Yeah.
let's say if you have a safe word
Yeah.
with your family, which you should, especially if you're younger and you have older relatives, have like a safe word. So so you could verify. I guess, them.
True.
But don't mention it online or else if it
Yeah.
gets leaked.
So I really don't like it when people do the you know the Instagram challenge that say, "What's your nickname?"
That's the easiest one.
No,
Yeah.
no. You should have different nicknames
You know,
for
we-
different friends. You
We
know?
have a trend to share our KTP.
Ah,
Oh my
Wait,
God.
What was
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
What?
we have that trend.
like we have
like that.
that.
And
like-
people really did upload their KTP, yeah, just to follow the hype.
True.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's that one very recently. I'm not too familiar with this, but it's with the platform where photographers can upload
Photo you.
you.
Oh my
Mhm,
God.
How much do you guys know about that?
Yeah. That is a very serious data breach,
Data breach, yeah,
risk,
Yeah.
honestly. Because with pictures, then you could just immediately, easily, like
Mhm.
link to other places.
Yes, true.
So, can digital literacy make young people more proactive in protecting their data? For example, I know in Monash, and I think a lot of universities around Melbourne, a lot of students complain that they have to use
Okta.
Verify or like
Yeah.
2FA. And it's so like annoying. But for us, it's like, oh, we know that like, oh, if we don't have our phone with us or we don't have like, I think lecturers use YubiKey, like the USB kind.
Yeah.
Then we can't access our data. It for us, the person owning the account, it's an inconvenience. But
Yeah.
when you think about it, it's like, oh, you kind of have to.
I have a very short quote from a cybersecurity expert I really like. He says, "Security is not convenience.
True.
It
yeah.
doesn't run. It doesn't run the same. It will never. If you want to be secure, you cannot aim for convenience
Mhm,
because convenience immediately means it's
Yeah,
insecure.
yeah.
So the true convenience is when you know you're secure." That's what he said, and I agree with him wholeheartedly. So if youths are feeling annoyed with MFAs, multiple
That's the easiest example. Yeah.
So if you're annoyed, then just know that this is better.
This is for your own safety.
Yeah, this is
actually.
better.
Yeah.
It's doing its job actually
Yeah.
because
True.
it makes it harder for randos to get into your
Yeah.
account.
Yeah.
And
And
in
I,
IT, we also learn about that, right? I think in RMIT
Yeah.
that we have sort of like some degrees of relevance. Whether is it like will it be too annoyed for users, or is it like
Too
okay?
annoyed.
yeah. Too
Maybe like
annoying.
if you just put your password and do 2FA, it's gonna be like okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you let's say you need to use like USB physical key to use it, it's gonna be like very very inconvenience for the user.
Yeah.
So we try to find the balance in the research. We have it on the people experience research. Like okay, we want to make it secure, but until what extent? Okay, maybe like 2FA is enough.
Yeah.
But now, even though now 2FA is no longer safe, some people
Yeah.
really can duplicate your, if you send a text message to send your code, some attackers still can replicate the number.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's because also Google has the function to immediately recognize OTPs, right?
Yeah.
And after that, that's when OTP become less secure.
Yeah.
Secure.
So
yeah.
again, convenience.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
Now people need to think more, or researchers need to think more. Okay, OTP is not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can I make it more secure now?
Yeah.
But not make it super
But less
inconvenient.
annoying.
But less annoying. Yeah. Because if it's too hard, user don't want to use it, right?
True.
This is too hard. I don't want to use it, even though it's secure.
True.
Yeah. So we have to find the balance in there.
And I guess that's why it clashes with like the Indonesian youth because we seem to really value convenience.
Convenient.
True.
Yes,
Yeah.
True. Because I think again the literacy is not enough.
Yeah.
Like your data basically can be sold to anyone. Anyone can use your identity.
True.
That's I think the most issues like for pinjol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
genuinely the most scariest thing
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
could think of because like I hate the idea of obviously getting into debt over like something, right?
Yeah.
And then if my data is out there, probably because of PDN, then this one, I don't know, hacker, they have multiple data points of me,
True.
like my KTP or my passport. And I just use that to verify. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Just connect all the dots and that's it.
connect-
Indeed,
oh, that's me.
Yeah. And how do you even like with the current culture surrounding security in Indonesian government agencies? How do you? I think the amount of data we have in the dark web is enough to construct a validating set of data already.
It's already
So-
enough.
Yeah, the idea of you getting identity theft is always.
I think that's
very
already
real.
happened.
Yeah.
Like people getting terror messages.
Oh yeah,
saying-
definitely. I have a friend who somehow got scammed because there was like this fake police like text
Yeah.
and they got emailed so they got texted saying that they owed money or something like that,
Okay.
and they had their KTP and passport somehow, and their like
Okay.
full legal name. So obviously he panicked, and then
He trusted.
he trusted it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he had to like pay them money.
Mhm.
And it was like so elaborate as well. Apparently he had to like call the police department, and they had like a police get up and everything,
Yeah.
Okay.
which is like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like he already told the real police about it, and he's trying to get his money back. But the fact that he's my age and
Mhm.
experienced that goes to show that like anyone, like it could happen to anyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I want to, since you are from the politics.
Yeah.
When I talk with my friends, I have few friends in Indonesia, also in IT, so we really know about the security.
Yeah.
When I talk to them, like, hey, didn't you get afraid if your data is being leaked on the deep web? Like, they just mention, some of them they just mention like this. So far, there's a lot of data breach in Indonesia, but there is nothing impacted to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no scam come to me because they mentioned there's like millions of people. What are the odds that I am being selected?
Yeah.
So that mindset, I think, is very very hard to
True.
to
So,
change or to like. It's true, yeah. Like, and
200
then
million people.
million people, and then yeah, how can
280
you,
million people.
yeah. So I think the degree of importance is still not there.
True.
In Australia, we really valued our privacy.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really scared if everything goes out. Every people they can think, my data, everyone can see it. It's dangerous. But in there, like, yeah, there's like trillion of people there. No one will just pick me to get scammed. So that's not
Yeah.
possible.
So what do I think of that?
Yeah, what do you think of that one? It's like
I
it's
made
really
a
connected.
theory on that.
Oh.
So my theory is called criminology of normalized cyber insecurity. This is the main argument.
It's my argument. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a sense of distance between you and any cyber incident, honestly, cybercrime included. Because as long as you cannot immediately feel it, then it will automatically be distanced
The
from
distance,
you.
right? Yeah.
And with Indonesia, like 280 million, that's just a really right place to have a survivorship bias. Like from 280 million people,
Yeah.
what are the odds
What are
that
those
it's
you
going to
can
be
select?
me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when you got selected, you would say, out of 280 million people, it's me.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So this is a logical fallacy that I even created
Yeah.
my PhDs on this.
Okay. That's
So
good. That's good. Yeah.
245 pages of saying that, yes, there is a huge problem here. I do not have the answer, obviously, but I
It's a
think
good
this
way
is...
for wording it and like saying, hey, this is what's happening.
This is a normalized cyber insecurity happening. But in me, I think I wrote in a way that as long as we have the ability to name it, then we can work from it. Because the feeling of insecurity in Indonesia is not something we usually name.
Yeah.
Yeah, like food estate. Why it happened? Because there's a food insecurity. But the food insecurity itself is never named. It's just, people are hungry. People are hungry from multiple of different reasons.
Yeah,
But there's also food insecurity going on here. Housing insecurity in Australia.
Yeah.
So why are people experiencing housing insecurity? It's because of X, Y, Z. But people are just homeless. It's different things. It's Bourdieu's politics of naming. So like this is my attempt on like making social of a very cybersecurity problem. Because I would always say cybersecurity have this problem. When you go to cybersecurity conferences, everyone is very like, cybersecurity is very important. And I ask, there's this team of engineer. They're doing this very ingenious thing where they ask for consent for any medical procedures via blockchain, which is very interesting because this is what blockchains are made for. So total transparency and inability to manipulate by the centralized institution, which would be the hospital. And I asked them, so if you ask the patients for consent, what if they are not conscious? Would you ask family then? But then it is key to the patient. So the patient has to give the key. And then
How can you do it? Yeah.
and they would be like, but this is very secure. And I'm like, yes, but these are mental loads that you cannot give to people who are already caring for someone who is sick.
Yeah.
So this is why I think cybersecurity is a very interesting place to be because sometimes the tech people misses this nuances of security and what it takes and the load of care and burden of emotional burdens that is needed. And political will in the structural sense is what constitutes cybersecurity.
So how would testimonials or other awareness campaigns help with this? Because we're trying to increase political will.
What do you think works for IT people?
Oh yeah, what do you think for IT people? Because I think that a lot of things happen in the social sphere.
Yeah, in the social sphere.
Campaigns is gonna be like the best one, I guess. If you, let's say, if it's like now people are shifting to more into social media, maybe government can pay like influencer to like raise more awareness, something happening here. Usually, government paid influencer just to promote Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
Now they can have some budget maybe for to promote like the security awareness, like this is not secure, be careful if something like this. I think that's like the most best initiative.
I have a very, very mean way of promoting cybersecurity. Like I would say, like when you have the budget from the government, like why did you stage like a cybersecurity incident which involved this particular influencer, make a huge deal out of it, and be like, "Oh, this is a PSA." You know, I think it will. I think it will work.
Pen testing.
Yeah.
Thing. Wait, that's like kind of crazy.
Because I remember there's this thing that China does with they receive cyber attack from US and they created this whole saga of how their engineers came in the middle of the night and waking up all night and defending their their Chinese firewall from the American attack. And my parents were like, "Oh, this is amazing! Like, this is cybersecurity." And I'm like,
cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity is not, you know what? If cybersecurity is not like this, like
it's too dramatized, but
it's not like you come and be like, "Oh, we defend from the other
lines of code on the screen." Like a hacker
but
film.
it worked, you know. People were like, "Oh my god, cybersecurity is so important." So
what? There's like so many like hidden agents.
Especially for Indonesia's love for like drama.
Wait, actually, that might
why
be
not?
Good.
This is a very mean way of saying it, but
No, but you're cooking.
I'm cooking. Yeah.
So I think that should wrap up our episode today. Like, thank you for all the tangents and all the discussions. In this episode, we talked about three domains. We talked about the background of youth, digital, and cyber literacy in Indonesia, governance and reform, and of course, what are the gaps that we can address with our current capabilities? See, from the individual, you can let your parents, your younger siblings also know.
Be the bridge.
I think we should start from our closest circle.
You can do that because
if
for
you
example,
watch this podcast, start with this closest person.
If you're on TikTok or if you're on Twitter a lot, you would know that sometimes people share like, "Oh, I got scammed in this way." And then you could tell your family like, "Hey, this is like the new thing that's actually happening." Because maybe it's not being picked up yet by IT people because maybe it's very specific to a platform. For example, I had a friend who got like a scammy message like on Discord, but I recognized that it was a scam because they used the same text as the scam that was happening on Twitter. And so I knew what was happening on Twitter, and so I was like, wait, this sounds just like another thing I know from a different platform. And so if you would say you're a digital native, do remember that. Thank you again, everyone.
Thank
you, our listeners, for joining us for the last year for season 2 of What Do You Think podcast. My name is Natanya.
And my name is Arwen.
We're so happy to be your host today. We want to thank, of course, the people behind the screens. I know some of our team members are at home supporting us this whole time. Thank you again to PPIA Monash. I hope WDYT goes to further heights in the future, next year, maybe even longer. Thank you again, and see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you.